My name is Ashton Lawrence, born and bred in Cape Town at the end of, call it 2010/2011. So I was retrenched. Those were very challenging times. So I was actually living in a Wendy house. We had 2 kids and we had 1 room and everything was like a mess all the time. I started in food care at Access Park the year 2012. I never had a matric. Food care didn't turn me away. They had a look at my CV and they were willing to offer me a salesman's job. And I took it with both hands, I grabbed it. You can also grab 2 Viva Italian inspired pairs and pay only 700. That's off the runways of Milan. We made the plan customers. It's hot fashion admired by Kim Kardashian.
Old Mutual Private Equity is one of the largest and most established private equity managers in South Africa and in Africa. We've been investing other people's money for 20 odd years. We've deployed in the order of 10 billion over that time period. I think the power of the private equity model lies in the active ownership. We talk to our management teams and our fellow shareholders every week. And it really is about getting up every day and driving value in the portfolio and making the businesses that we own more valuable. It's long-term value focused. A nice illustration of how partnerships actually work in private equity is footgear.
Back then, shoes were not as they are now on display in bulk. There was one shoe on show and people couldn't help themselves. You had to have someone to help you. So that was kind of the gap that we identified, to bring the shoes out and let customers help themselves and get the feeling of volume. So the first footgear store opened in 2001 in Access Park. From 2001 to 2009, we were a 4-store business for all intents and purposes. And then we had a strategy session with the 4 then owners, and we decided to go on an expansion run. 2018, we went up to 63 stores. What was happening simultaneously was the opportunity to acquire Edgar's Active. I remember quite clearly getting an email out the blue from Chimani Kula at Old Mutual wanting to have a cup of coffee. And from the first meeting with Chimani till we consummated the relationship 3 years later, he would just constantly stay in touch. And I think through that process, we clearly established that they were by far the partners of choice for us. So we had 63 stores when we did the deal. We then acquired the Edgar's Active stores. We managed to acquire 110 of those stores. There were about 750 people that came across with that transaction that otherwise would have been unemployed and retrenched. The end of financial year 2023, the result is that the business will be around 250 stores with probably about 1,200 permanent employees. The rule of thumb is for every person employed, there's 5 people that rely on that individual. So I think it has a big impact on a lot of people's lives, and hopefully it's a good impact, positive. Working with Old Mutual Private Equity, obviously it's a financial investment, but it's much more than that. In 2020, the COVID phenomenon certainly tested our business on lots of levels. When you come out of lockdown from doing 0 sales, are we going to go back to 100? Are we going to do 50% of sales? How do we engage with staff? COVID protocols. The Old Mutual partnership played a huge role in us getting through that process. We just viewed them as a colleague to give a call and brainstorm. Felt like they were on the front line with us at any given time. There was no them or us.
Today, I manage 13 stores from Friedenberg all the way to Mitchell's Plain. I'm responsible for about 60 people. So I take it upon my own shoulders, They're not that broad, but I take it upon my shoulders to make sure I do my job the best I can so that we can open stores and employ more people. The better we do, the more successful we are, the better it is for our country.
It's actually about growing the business, and in growing the business, we grow a lot of jobs. It also gives us, together with our entrepreneurs, a lot of meaning. Impact to the community, bursaries, academies, the many things that we support. For us, it's just part of stewardship.
Due to food care, I will basically be getting an accredited certificate, equivalent to a matric certificate, the NQ4. 5 months ago, I moved into my own place just down the road, and that for me has been the best thing. The wife was just so happy. When she heard I could make it possible for us to move, she was over the moon. So I'm so happy for that. It can bring tears to your eyes sometimes, you know. Thank you, Food Gear.